Good afternoon. Happy Sunday, everyone.
Happy Sunday too.
Happy Sunday too.
Yes, it's a beautiful, wherever you're at, it's a beautiful day or evening, no matter what the weather. Just know that season is necessary, the rain or the storm or the extreme heat, whatever it is, it's a beautiful day because we're here to participate. Thank you, everyone. We are still having individuals coming on, but we're going to go ahead and get started, right? Because it's Sunday afternoon for us here, Eastern, and we have a lot to do for the rest of the afternoon. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We are on live at Women of Culture Incorporated this Sunday, special edition. We're usually on Saturdays at Caribbean Diaspora Vibes, but today we are on Women of Culture Inc. because we are celebrating global trailblazers. We are celebrating women that leave a footprint of love, of footprints of love all around the world. We are scheduled to hear from women from the Bahamas, Bermuda, Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, Germany, that's in the Caribbean. Then we have, of course, Germany, it's not in the Caribbean. Then we have Cameroon in Africa. We have Tanzania. We'll hear from ladies in Uganda and Zambia. So that is our lineup for today. So it's a global affair. It's a global sisterhood. It's a global celebration. So we'll just say, welcome everyone. My name is Donna Morgan and I'm your host this afternoon. I am the president of Women of Culture Incorporated, and Women of Culture is just a global, it's a global love. It's a global sisterhood. We do have outreach here. We are a Florida-based organization, so we do have outreach here in Central Florida, where we are godparents to children whose mom is currently incarcerated. We are godparents to refugee families from the Caribbean region. And we are definitely godparents to children around the world, children in the Caribbean, children in our Africa, through our global outreach ambassadors. So we are honored and blessed to be able to have footprints in so many places and so many regions through these wonderful, wonderful ladies. We are going to get started with women that are from the Africa region because of the time frame, right? And out of respect. So we are going to start with our global trailblazer out of Zambia, and then we're going to go to Uganda. So let me introduce you to Caroline, who's with Children Inspired Evolution from Zambia. So each woman will have about 10 minutes to share what they do in their communities, how they serve their communities, and of course, how can individuals, if you want to support these organizations directly, please feel free to do so. We want to get them exposed to the US market as much as possible. And these are vetted individuals that are on the ground that we've worked with for years. So we want to share their stories of how they are leaving footprints. A lot of times individuals want to be able to donate, abroad, but they don't know how, they don't know who to connect with, and they want trusted individuals. So we bring you that today, trusted, vetted women, servants, women of God that lead their communities in the most amazing way. So with that, we'll start with Caroline. You are muted, Caroline. I just asked to unmute you.
Perfect. Yes, so I'm Caroline Simuchimba, the founder and executive director of Children Inspired Evolution, which is a nonprofit in Zambia. So the organization was founded to help vulnerable children pretty much dream. We wanted them to start dreaming of bigger things, because what we see in our communities is that these children, because of where they're staying, they do not have big dreams. They feel like that is the environment they need to stay in. So we thought, okay, we need to do something. How are we going to make them start dreaming big? How are we going to inspire them so that they can inspire other children in return? So pretty much our mission, we said, okay, we'll use education to do that. So we advocate for equal and inclusive access to education for vulnerable children, orphans, and also the youth. We don't necessarily just put it just to children, but youth as well. Yeah. So our main areas of focus are education, but also gender equality, because that comes in, because we've seen a whole lot of the girl child has been left out, usually because of chores, because of menstrual hygiene, because of various aspects, cultural aspects. And then we support, obviously, because we said we want an inclusive education, children with disabilities. Just depending on how we can support them, it could be materials, resources at home, how to get them to school. It could be maybe the classroom itself, how the other children, how they're helping them in. For all those things, we've put that in, but we have focused mainly on literacy. Because literacy, we feel, is the most important thing, because it is the start of the education journey, how someone will stay in school, because if they can't read, they can't write, they will not complete their education most likely, because they're really not understanding what they're studying, what they're being asked to do. And even then, we've realized that obviously not everyone will complete their education journey. But if they're literate, they're able to fill out forms, they're able to understand what is on medication, they're able to go to a hospital or go to a school or maybe a driving lesson, fill out a form, and just know the basic operations at least. So for us, that is the thing that we've put as the lead in our activities. So we have been creating libraries. We created a main library, children's library. And from that, we carry out mobile library activities. So we take, we've got storybooks, colorful storybooks, which we managed to source from a few good donors. And we take these out to children in various communities who do not have access to these materials. And through those stories that they read, that they see, they see things that they have not seen before. They imagine things that they have not imagined before. And that is where dreams are born. And they have hope to say, okay, maybe I can do this. Maybe I can become this. And we've been playing on that. And what we do, we carry out usually outdoor. We don't really do it indoor, because outdoor, it invites more kids. We'll have a group of children, maybe we'll go to a community school, but because we do it outdoor, there are no barriers created. So any children passing by, any children watching, they come in and they join us. So through that, we interact with them. Are you in school? Are you not? How do you need help? How can we help you, your parents? Yeah, so we've actually, we worked with one community school. From 20 children, in 2 months, they had 100 children enroll. Just from those, mobile libraries. And I mean, when we do those activities, we don't just do storybooks. So we have jigsaw puzzles, we have educational toys, we have artwork. Sometimes we just do artwork and maybe just song and dance. But through that, we put in some literacy aspect to it. We just don't do activities just for the fun of it. There has to be a lesson behind it. And for the teenagers, we realized, okay, the colorful things are really not going to work for them. So we started creating clubs. We created a club for the girls. We created a club for the boys. We started with the girls, so that they're a bit more advanced than the boys. So we've been encouraging them to get into sports. So we have a club with 50 girls, and I think 40 of them are playing golf. Yeah. And it's very funny because this community is like 90%, if not 95% vulnerable children, and they have the best golfers in our country. Like of the top 5, you'll find 2 or 3. It's the girls from that vulnerable community, and even the boys, it's the same. So even when they do the sports, like we have been talking with the golf club, these children have to be in school. They have to be performing well. So we've tied the two, and they are really now knowing that education is a priority. They just can't go and do sport, but they have to have the education in there as well. So, but with the clubs as well, we also do other things. We teach them skills, sewing, knitting, and all that. Cooking, we have modeling. So we would have a show for them just for it to be fun, and they love that, and they really play along with that. So we've been using all those aspects, but we make sure that education, each and every time we talk about education, we put in an education aspect. They have to learn something. They have to be in school, check up on them. And it's the same for the boys. We do the sports. Mainly it's been the sport. We are yet to do other activities, but we want to get a few trips out of their community, go out just to expose them to a whole lot of like the world itself, get to meet some doctors, get to meet some engineers, we want people to inspire them. So we want them to meet a whole lot of mentors and see a whole lot of, we took them to the university, a group of them, and they were so inspired. So these are places they don't go. And if you could take them often, just so that they could see and know that they could actually be there, this is what we are doing pretty much. So I don't know if I've left anything else out, but we've also included like feeding programs, like anything that involves education. If children are hungry, they won't learn. So we try to source food for them. If children are abused, they won't come to school. So we do address a bit of gender issues here and there, the GBV and all that. So anything entwined with education, we kind of address it. And that's what we have been doing.
Yes. Wonderful, wonderful, Caroline. So tell us, how can individuals get in touch with you directly?
Okay, so we've got a Facebook page, Children Inspired Evolution. Someone can just search those 3 words and our page will come up. We've got a website, Children Inspired Evo. It's not evolution, but Evo, EVO.org. So that is our website. And anyone can email us on www.childreninspiredevo@gmail.com. So all those, those are ways that people can reach us.
Okay. Well, you just heard from Caroline from Zambia. So if you wanted to get in touch with someone that is, well, not just someone, but an advocate and community outreach advocate, vetted, professional, servant leaders, you know, in Zambia. You can definitely reach out to Caroline with her information. These are women that we've been working with for years that send me copies when we donate to them, send us copies, send us pictures of the work that they're doing. So if you want to connect to Zambia via outreach, please feel free to reach out to Caroline. We're going to go next to Moureen in Uganda because she's having there's a storm going on and she's having some issues with internet. So before we lose her completely, Moureen, are you able to come on now? Moureen?
Hello,
Yes. Welcome.
I'm clear. Oh, welcome to.
So tell us a little bit, I know you're having issues, so we'll probably have to maybe 5 minutes. Tell us about what you do in Uganda and how you serve your community, Moureen.
Okay, fine. I'm called Ayesiga. I'm an engineer by profession from Uganda, and I'm an instructor in technical teacher education, but mostly the work I focus on civil and building engineering. I work with 5 organizations, but URDT organization being as my mother organization. URDT is Uganda Rural and Development Training. The CEO is Mwalimu Musheshe, Senior Ashoka Fellow. It's the first Ashoka in Africa. I also work with GESAP, Global Sustainable ID Project. The CEO is Terry from US. I also work with Get Smart Foundation. The CEO is Geoffrey Nyakundi Matthew from Kenya Kisi. I also work with Rotary. I again work with Global Women's Water Initiative. Yeah, all these organizations that I work with, I'll tell you the secret why I'm inspired by them to do their work in the communities. Yeah, I work with them focusing on WASH projects, water and sanitation hygiene, waste recycling and construction works. I purposely train the youths and women and the single mothers. Then when I'm focusing in WASH, I tap on rainwater harvesting, water filters, microflash toilets, and the recycling of the wastes like used bottles, polythenes, etc. Then when I'm focusing on microflash toilets, these toilets are the toilets that use only 1 cup of water. It's a new technology, but it is operating now in 27 countries. We mostly train women and youths to be WASH innovators. These are the toilets that use only 1 cup of water. And after 7 days of use, we introduce worms, earthworms, then they continue using them. We construct them in schools, in hospitals, in households, everywhere it can fit. It's a good toilet. It does not smell completely. You don't hear any smell, and it is only dug 3 feet deep. It's flies free. You don't see any fly. You don't see any cockroaches. It's very clean and environmental friendly. We dig it only 3 feet deep, and there is a filter bed that separates urine from the human waste. Then the earthworms do digest from the human feces. After 5 to 6 or 4 years of use, we open the rear cover and we harvest pure vermicompost. Then since I'm given a little time, I wanted to explain on microflash toilets, being that it's a new technology. That's why I have explained about it. But I'll go on my methodologies I use in the training that will inspire you, and what inspired these organizations to always have me to train their communities. They don't miss Moureen wherever they have their wash projects. So the reason that's why I'm inspiring in these 5 organizations, I have my unique way of training. When I approach the community, I tell them frankly, for example, I beg your pardon, when I meet the communities, the first thing I tell them, be stakeholders, community leaders, I tell them I have not come to solve your problems. I have not come to react to your circumstances. I have come to a visionary approach training. This is a real big secret in developing the community. Very big secret, because the community needs the training, needs education, needs through this, you can transform a community. Training, education, information sharing are the key and strategic components of the rural community transformation. So through this, I tell them I don't solve problems and I don't react to circumstances. So I request the stakeholders to give me at least 2 days of orienting the team. 2 days of orienting the team, taking them in orientation training through visionary approach training. Then again, through together, I really tell them that you people, you are the key to your own development, and the change begins with you. So they have to shift that mindset in them. Change begins with them, and they are the key to their own development. No one will come and dig for you the toilet. No one will come and boil for you water. So through that, again, take them through the visionary approach methodology. I tell them through that we develop a vision together as a community. We sit and develop a vision together as a community, depending on the current reality they are living in. For example, when we have a vision, we create a structured tension. This is the relationship between the vision and the current reality. We have a common vision as a community. We develop action steps to take us to our vision. And every action step must have a due date so that we work on target. Then through that, we again have the current reality. The vision is a clear picture as a community we want. Then action steps taken. We shall have the actions that we shall take to attain our vision. Then I go through after that, then we assess the current reality in relation to our vision. We say now we have this in the community, we have this in the community, we have this in the community, which will help us to attain our vision. Then through that, I again meet the youths. The youths help me to have the 2-generation approach. In the 2-generation approach, here I teach the youths, the younger youths, the 15 and above years who are still living with their parents, to help me deliver the same message to their parents. That's the 2-generation approach. Then in visionary approach, I train them after taking them through a structured tension chart. I train them, I tell them, never react to circumstances, always be visionary. Here I mean, for example, when you have malaria in the community, when you have typhoid in the community, and you hire Moureen to come and build for you biosand filters, that means I have solved the problem, which is not my main aim. Right. When I come, I must tell you what is bringing typhoid. You are not boiling water. You are not taking safe and clean water. We first tap those issues before we go to the biosand filters. I may give you a biosand filter. You come from the toilet, you don't wash hands, you get the cup and take water with dirty hands. That means tomorrow you'll get again typhoid with my biosand filter I gave you. So I must take you through a training that you'll never react to circumstances. You must be visionary. When you have typhoid, make sure, have it in mind that you have not boiled water. You might have come from the toilet, you have not washed hands, you have taken unsafe water. So teach them through that. Let them have the information, let them have the education, let them access the real information, the root cause of the problem. That one can help them not to react to the circumstances. And always to be visionary. For example, if I'm posted in a community, our vision is all of us to have a pit latrine. Our vision is all of us to have a microflush toilet. So we work together as a team to make sure every community gets a toilet. Note that I have come to help the community not to do open defecation. No. So we focus on the real point. You make sure the community has changed its minds. That's the mindset change. And also I help the youths to awaken their sleeping genius, to change their mindset from reacting to circumstances, from solving problems, visionary approach. I think, have I left there anything? For the time I have been given.
In lieu of time, that is, we have to say your time, but you know, Moureen, that is so amazing information. We do have to move on. How can someone reach out to you, Moureen?
Pardon? The website and
how can someone reach you directly?
How, pardon?
How can someone connect with you? Is there a Facebook page or website?
Yeah, I have a Facebook page. It's called Moureen Ayesiga, capital S, then small M-A-Y.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Wow, the difference that you're making in your community. We've seen the pictures. We talk about the pictures all the time. So God bless you and thank you, in Uganda. We are gonna jump next to Fiona. Fiona, you're listed. You're being shown twice, but I know you're having some computer issues. We have several of our ladies that wherever they're at are having, you know, internet issues. That's always a given. We're gonna go next with Fiona. You've got 10 minutes, Fiona, to tell us.
10 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna try.
You'll be fine. Go ahead.
Do you see it?
No. You're trying to share?
Yeah, let me try it again. Share.
Okay, we've seen that you've started to share. So you just now need to find we're seeing your screen. So you just need to find the PowerPoint that you are trying to share and click on that.
In the beginning. Okay, do you get it? Do you see this at the screen?
We're seeing your email. We're actually seeing your Gmail account and not the actual PowerPoint that you had earlier.
Okay, let me stop.
Yeah, so if you want, do you want us to come back to you or do you want?
Yeah, okay, come back to me, please.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna go next then to let's see, to Bermuda, and we're gonna hear today from Minister Eugenia Robinson-Lobban with RHM International, and she's gonna tell us, she's got 10 minutes to tell us about the wonderful work that she does with her ministry in Bermuda. You are muted. Let's just.
Yes, I'm muted. I'm trying to do too many things with these little hands. That's what I'm trying to do. Wow, thank you so much for this opportunity once again to gather with my sisters of culture. It's such a wonderful experience. That's what I want to start out with. I want to just thank God for directing me to connect with wonderful people where I have grown and I have pushed. And even to come to this very point, for me to just realize that what I'm doing, though it may be ministry based, it is still to not just improve my community, but improve the kingdom of God globally. So my name is Minister Eugenia Robinson-Lobban. I hail from the island of Bermuda. Yes, we are just, we're just off the coast of North Carolina. Okay, that's where we're located. And what I would like to focus on today and share with you what I do, I want to call myself a prayer evangelist. I never knew that name until I did an event. No, I like to call it experiences for my church, where a brother called me a prayer minister. I said, I don't even know what that is. I don't know what you're talking about. But from that time, I realized that I am a kingdom ambassador. And I have a focus of prayer. My mandate is prayer. Prayer for those who don't even know about the Lord Jesus Christ and God. Prayer for those, prayer for others, just standing in the gap for others as an intercessor, as a prayer warrior. Prayer to invite those that have left the faith to come back home. And prayer to strengthen those of us through education and experiences that are still in the body of Christ. So just to tell you about a few of the things that I have done. You know, recently, one of the things I do is at least once every year or every other year, right now is like every other year, I host an experience or workshop. In the past, it has been a prayer breakfasts. It has been prayer conference with the focus of, that was the longest one. It was a prayer conference. It was revival. And I just didn't know what I was doing. That would be 10 years ago this year. And that focus was on trafficking. You know, the topic was, can that happen in Bermuda? Because in Bermuda, we do not feel that it happens. Or I go to say that, what does it look like in Bermuda? Okay, so the other prayer experience is just November past, we hosted a workshop on healing and deliverance. And so these are the type of one of the things that we do, and these are our paid events. And now let me go to what we do for free and what we do out of service as kingdom builders, as kingdom evangelists. So the first thing I want to let you know is that we do something called a prayer hut, which was established, we trained people. We went out the year before COVID happened, and we tested it in one of our public events that they host in Bermuda every Wednesday night. They call Harbor Night. Since then, we have been on the chat group when Bermuda got shut down. But now this year, we want to roll out again. We want to roll out that full mandate that God had given us for the vision. So it's a pop-up prayer tent. We could pop up anywhere. That's the goal, to pop up throughout the island. The first time we did it, we met up with some tourists. And as we had a meeting, I just wanted to remind my team that that lady cried so much. She cried so much. And she just thanked us for what we were doing and encouraged us not to stop. Another thing that we do on a weekly basis is the in the morning prophetic prayer time. And we invite you to join us. 6 a.m. is now Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Every week, I'm going to make sure something's there. I've learned how to do the replays when I have to go on vacation so that there is no quietness. So we join us, a little small following of us, and we have a good morning prayer, prophetic prayer time. It's a sacred space where we seek manna from heaven. And then for branch or from that, I like to call it First Fridays. First Fridays, we invite a prayer, a ministry team, husband and wife team, veterans, to come on and they minister to us. I give them the whole Friday morning. He does the prayers and worship, and she brings the word. My goodness, my goodness. And that's where I see those that have lost coming in, making comments. So I praise God for that. And then on First Friday nights from 11:30 p.m. to 1, supposed to be 1:30 or as the Lord leads, because I'm getting a little older now. First Fridays, we call that midnight cry, which is a night of prayer and intercession, where we cry aloud to the for whatever God would have us to do. And we have Sister Fiona just was a guest last month, or at the beginning of March. So I want you to know it's open to everybody. It's open to you to come on and join me for that time of prayer, especially if God has given you a word. You know, you all have a word of the Lord. And so also we have prayer evangelism training, which is to help those that want to go out and or gain the confidence. It's a lot about confidence when it comes to prayer, gaining confidence and knowing that you're equipped just because you believe and just because you know what prayer has done for you. That gives you the ground and the faith to stand on and say, I can help a brother or a sister out. So we want to help those to be trained to go out to evangelize. And this is a free training that will be done online now. And it's really also to encourage volunteers to come along with the prayer hut to get their initial training, and until they go ahead and get the confidence to do the pop-up prayer tent, pop-up prayer, whatever you want to call it, because it will look different in different parts of the world. So what else we do? 24-hour global prayer that happens every year around it's going to be now moving forward the first weekend, the first Friday of every June. So this year, June 3rd, we are opening the doors to global prayer warriors to come online, hold on 10 minutes, hold on 15 minutes for a preacher moment, hold on a whole hour, bring your whole team if you. The evening pushing this year, the focus, God, one of the new things, God always gives me something new this year, is to encourage young couples, young married couples to come on and pray. And I found one couple, she's like, oh, I know a lot of us, we need more of that. I said, okay, girl, I'm gonna let you hold on that hour. Find some of your Christian couple friends, and I want you guys to come on and let's change the world. Because see, we are all a light to the world. We are all that light on that lighthouse up on the hill. When we all come together, all our prayers are beaming throughout the world. That's what I truly believe that the 24-hour global prayer can do for us. Let's see, is there anything else? What we do as a ministry, we support a Koinonia training center who has missions in Mozambique and who does missions on the island, especially in our prison system, training individuals through education. So Koinonia Training Center is an online training school, ministry school here on the island. And in the Philippines, our new baby is to support Sister Claire Warner, who went over there as a missionary many years ago. Her testimony is very interesting, very exciting. So now she's rebuilding homes of a community that lives through the on the water side, where every time the tide comes up, the house gets flooded. She is rebuilding homes, one home at a time. It costs $800 to do one home. Imagine that. And I mean, the transformation is exciting. So we want to be part of that, sowing seeds into that ministry. The other things that I have done and that will go back is restore my prayer closet. And Sister Donna was one of our speakers. Hallelujah. And that is a prayer mentorship for 10 months. On the 21st of every month, we come together. whatever the topic is for that month, if it's me or if it's another speaker, we share for about 90 minutes and we follow up with answer and questions even on other days. Another thing, the last thing, I believe it's the very last thing on my list, is 21 minutes, 21 days, where I take out 7 days, 3 times of the year. This year, it will be from May 1st to May 7th. And what I do is I go on about 4 a.m. and I leave a prayer. And I just invite people to come on in and share their prayers or listen, make comments. I may give you an activity, I may not give you an activity, but that's 21 minutes for 21 days. And that goes along with my book that I'm going to be just releasing, the second version of my prayer 21-minute, 21-day prayer journal, which was made up just for that. And so you will see there's a lot of 21. So prayerfully, there will be more 21 minutes or 21 items in the series. And I believe I have it all. Midnight prayer, got that? So if you are looking to join us in midnight prayer, you can contact me on contact@eugeniaalrobinson.com. And you can keep up with me on www.eugeniaalrobinson.com. And you can also follow me on my Facebook pages. So either one of these, I'm either telling you about it. Marketing is not that sharp. So if there is someone that wants to bless this ministry, especially with marketing or sow a seed, you can do that. That would be greatly appreciated. You can make donations for these efforts for prayer evangelism on PayPal me /RHM International BDA. And I'm going to type everything in the chat. And that's it.
Forgot I muted myself. Thank you so much. Can you repeat your Facebook page or they can follow you?
My Facebook page is Eugenia Robinson-Lobban, right? My website is www.eugeniaalrobinson.com.
Okay.
My email is contact@eugeniaalrobinson.com.
Right.
And donations can be sent to PayPal me /RHMI International BDA.
All right. Wonderful. All the way from Bermuda. Thank you, Minister Eugenia.
Thank you.
You're doing an awesome job.
Thank you. God bless.
Thank you. We are going to go to Reverend Stacey in Trinidad, and then we're going to jump back to Fiona in Tanzania to make sure that she's good. Reverend Stacey, Trinidad, welcome.
Hey, blessings to all my global sisters. Good night, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Those viewing via the World Wide Web, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere you may be featuring this program. I just want to say blessings to all this afternoon. I am Stacey and no titles. I carry many titles, but today I am just a global sister. I'm the CEO and founder of Women of Transformation. It was founded in 2017, birthed out of pain. For those who know my story, it was birthed in my release out of prison. My daughter witnessed the murder of her father. And also now, more so, I've added a new step here to my NGO, dealing with young men. I normally focus on young women to enlighten, empower, and to educate through mentorship and that of motivational interviewing. What I've come to realize is in my tenure of being a governor of the state of Trinidad and Tobago, there were many women who were wealthy, well-educated, well-learned, but their esteem was either too high or too low. And, you know, God gave me a vision to bring balance. Like Minister Robinson-Lobban, she said all she had is her ministry, and that's what she believed in prayer. It was prayer that caused me to be the woman that I am today, a voice, an advocate. I'm a woman, a survivor of domestic violence. And we know that covers a whole story, but we got 10 minutes, so I'm just going to cut it down. I'm also the president of our 9 prisons in Trinidad and Tobago. I'm the president of the spiritual arm. What a story, from prisoner to president, where I now go back and commissioners and everyone salute me, not because I'm great, but because God spoke. And in my NGO, I deal with character building a lot, because a lot of times we have physical education, we have money, but we don't have character. My mother used to say, if you don't have manners, have old clothes. Sometimes we don't have old clothes and we still don't have manners. So I train young women from ages from 9 to 29. Why 9? My daughter witnessed her father murder at 7 and saw me after 6.5 years out of prison at the age of almost 8. That's a tender age, right? She's now 15. My son recently saw his father murdered on internet. So I now have 2 deceased children fathers murdered by the mighty gun. I am strong on gang intervention. That's something my organization deal with. We deal with gangs. In our country, gang runs the country basically. Or at least that's how they think they do. God runs the country. But our women, young women, are highly involved in gang activity. So that's something my NGO targets, gang activities. I'm going to call out a few stuff that we deal with, basically. So some of the things we deal with the homeless. We feed the homeless. And homeless don't mean people stick up in Facebook. Homeless don't mean you don't have a home. There are people living in houses and they're still homeless. But they're owing rent, they're living at someone, they have nothing. So we deal with helping with their rents if we could. Foods, clothing, shoes, tablets, school books, helping a single mother. I zoom into single mothers. Why? In the prisons, single mothers are relevant and high because they went to the gunman to sleep with him to get the money. Either they pick up a court case, or they pick up HIV, or they pick up something. It is so big. So sometimes I can't tell them about Jesus alone. I got to not show them and give them where to go and get the fish, but I have to give them a fish sometime. So we deal with feeding, building their character not only in the way they dress, but how they feel about themselves. I can say this to the platform. I used to drive the biggest Mercedes and wear the biggest set of gold in my country. But you know what? I was battered and bruised internally, mentally. I was depressed. My self-esteem was low, yet I thought it was high because I was driving a Mercedes and living in a mansion. Today, I don't drive a Mercedes and I don't live in a mansion, at least not until God is ready. So what another thing we look into very seriously is suicide prevention and intervention. A lot of women are looking to turn to suicide because the church has turned them back sometime. I'm a different kind of reverend. I don't deal with the 4 corners of the building all the time. Our NGO focus a lot on street ministry, prison ministry. I am the founder, as I said, and president of Women of Transformation that deals with transformation internally, not only externally, because they can have on the most fancy clothes and they're broken, they mash up, they're hurting, they're crying. They have masters and bachelors, but they don't have esteem. So I focus on my team because there's no I in team. My team and I, we focus on helping women. By extension, seeing that my son, after 18 years, heard his father was murdered and saw it on social media, I started incorporating young men because the government allowed me to work in a program last year for a year dealing with high-risk gangs, videos making internet. And when you listen to some of the young men, what made them pick up the AR-15 or the gun? Nobody to tell them you can be great. I don't care. And sometimes education, book work is not everything. Sometimes love can overpass everything. Some of these young men cannot read, but they know how to put together a gun, clean it, dismantle it, and take out your lights. So my NGO is continuing to spread throughout my community to help young women single mothers, and by extension, young men who looking for a mother. They're looking for a wife. Some of them don't want money. They just want somebody to hear them out without telling them the wrong. Somebody to tell them there is hope. So I go into a lot of outreach. Foundation is Jesus Christ. But I do not prefer anyone to help. I help all walks of life. Hindus, Muslims, Christians, because God is love. God is love. And when I was in prison, Christians alone did not help me nor my children who was outside. It was every walk of life came to feed, to bless, to clothe, and to pray for. So I practice love with my team. Some of the other things we do, we deal with dating violence. You know, sometimes you go on dates, we prepare young ladies to know what to look for when you go on a date. Because I know about that. I've been raped at an early age. We do prevention, intervention. Children of incarcerated parents, we try to link up with them, find out where is the scene. We may not have much money because sometimes people don't want to put their money in something that they feel and have no problem. But I tell them, everything starts with a seed. If the mother is incarcerated or the father, let's try to help the children because we don't know they're going through mind situation. Mommy and daddy not around. Who you think they will turn to? The same gunman you didn't want them turn to. So I deal heavy on gangs, heavy on young girls who broken, helping to reduce recidivism in our prisons, women going back in, because nobody couldn't get them a hamper and a shoes for the son to go to school. She going back by the gunman, she's selling weed, cocaine, and drugs. Sometimes she going back to fears, prostitution. I walked that road already. So I am helping in the areas of the roads I have walked personally. Before having title about reverend, I was a sinner saved by grace. And by extension, last but not least, I always bring them home to the fold. Not me, but the Holy Spirit. I don't force them, but I tell them there is a way that seemeth right, but in the end is destruction. But there is another way. And I introduce them to my Lord. And that's what Women of Transformation do. Holistically, we touch everything. Spiritual, physical, financial, every little way we can help. Because sometimes they have money, but they don't have God. They have God, but they're poor. They don't have nobody to help them, downtrodden, broken. Sometimes they say they have God, but still they want somebody to talk to physically. We have listening ears also. So if you want to contribute to this cause of Women of Transformation, clothes, you want to give clothes. You want to give school bags, you want to give shoes, you want to give money. I don't run down the money, but if you send it, I send pictures. Miss Morgan can attest it and the chat. I don't play those games. Where much is given, much is required, according to Luke 12:48. So if you want to give, you can find me, Stacey Beckles. Stacey Beckles on Facebook. Send me a messenger. I will respond. Or Women of Transformation. You'll see 2 pages. Send a message there. Or you can get me on Ann Williams, ANN Williams, TT as in table, @gmail.com. I will put it in the chat, or you can call me direct on the NGO's line, 1-868-263-4802. That number is 1-868-263-4802. Your money will go beyond your dreams. And your clothing, if you want to ship clothing, we have friends in the customs that can clear the barrels, school bags, books, food hamper, groceries, goods, anything you send, sheets, towels. We deal with a lot of women who are coming out of prison. They come to me. I did not start Women of Transformation for prisoners. I started it for women. So happened God has shifted a bit. He always take you back to Egypt, where you came from. So a lot of women come out of prison, they have no bed, they have no fridge, they have no stove, they don't have no clothes. They just come out after 10 years, 12 years. Who's going to help them? The government could do so much.
Right.
And I'm big on restorative justice. That's one of my strong points. And we need everyone to build back restorative justice in our community, and that's what I'm strong about. So people know me for that in my community, helping the young boys and girls and women who are single. I zoom in to help them in any way possible, by any means necessary. That is right. So I'm going to put all the information on the chat. Again, you can call me directly at 1-868-263-4802, or email me at annwilliamstt@gmail.com or Facebook, Stacey Beckles. Facebook, send me a messenger. I get back to you or one of my directors. God bless you. Shalom.
God bless you. Thank you, Reverend Stacey, Trinidad and Tobago. So if you're joining us now, you're hearing from amazing women trailblazers, leaving footprints in their communities around the world through love, sacrifice, commitment, dedication, just having a servant's heart. It takes having a servant's heart to get up in the morning and have to deal with your own personal problems and your family situation and still go out and be able to show love, care, service to the community. So we thank you all. Also, if you didn't hear, you can always message us at Women of Culture so that we can, if there's someone or one or two or multiple women that you want to connect with, we can give you, make sure, just, confirm. So we are going to, and I like the fact that Reverend Stacey says that you have a friend to clear it. So that's a big, important piece, because sometimes people want to send things and then we know that customs is a problem. And then it's a hold up, extra, set of money to clear it. So I like the fact that you said, okay, if you don't want to send money, maybe you can send books or clothes or pajamas. I know all these things that you need. So, so we can talk further on that. So thank you, Reverend Stacey, representing Trinidad and Tobago. So we're gonna jump to Fiona in Tanzania. Are you ready, Fiona, to share? And then we're gonna go to Rosemary Francis in Germany, because it's late there for her too. And then we're gonna go to Charlene Dixon in Jamaica. Fiona, it looks like you're, are you ready to share, Fiona? Okay, you started. All right, so we are starting to see. There you go. If you will unmute, Fiona.
Oh, all these technical things. Okay, I got to, I have to work two screens. I remember Donna saying. I'm Fiona Barretto-Desouza, native of Tanzania and eldest of 3 children, MBA from Andrews University with a minor in special education, a Paul Harris Rotary International Award, past employee of Northrop Grumman Contract Audit Agency, the U.S. Ambassador of Goodwill and Mission Diplomat, and the late Majesty also gave me that name. Endorsed as a faith-based NGO by UNEP East Africa 5th. I'm a founder. Let me go. Let's see how I can do this now. Founder of African Malaika, a humanitarian organization that focuses on empowering vulnerable young women with youth and kids in education using STEM-like projects, emphasis on marine science, mangroves, seagrasses, and corals, tree planting, biodiversity, and tree cover. My email or the program that I run is like STEM or like STEAM. Like is literature, innovation, knowledge, empowering science, technology, engineering, and maths. In the STEAM program or STEM, we do science, and then most of the science is like the marine science, planting trees, coral science, and other stuff, solid and chemistry. Oh, what did I do? Go back to that one. Okay. Sorry. So the next was in the STEAM is technology. We come up giving every program or every young girl we meet or youth, we start up the program, we donate one laptop or a computer to enable them to do their projects and teach them little projects that can be done on the internet, or able them to go ahead with their technology skills. We use the drone as a technology project too, for after school programs, to plant trees. That was our recent project we did. The engineering part, the EE, we try to teach them how the water system and how to build the water system. We took 2 tanks and we put pipes, how to put the drone seeder together. So it all needs, like in the solar panels, the well, and how to build it. The Moringa project is one of that came out from the engineering piece, where we delivered 20 liters of drinking water that was distributed, and the women sold it for like 22 cents. 100 liters of safe exceeds whose standards drinking water costs about 1 shilling. And during the dry season, we want to install a gravity solar irrigation that we're looking forward to help one of the organizations that caters about 800 kids, but they come once a month to try to feed. But because of the dry season and, with very not much rains, we've built 1 well, and we've created hope for the women. And during the recent UN Water Action Program, during the Water Action Program, one of our commitments was passed by the UN DESA, the SDG 6 and 4. For us, the water was a big project because now the girls can go to school. And from the Moringa project, we made oil, and then the seed cake filtered the water. So that was a huge project for us. The A, which is our recent, from STEM, we decided to do STEAM, which we use art to help the kids vision and try to give their inner side of art, because there's a lot in art that a child can portray themselves. There is photographing through journalism, there is drawing, there's many things, culture and everything through art. The M, we added another piece to our STEM, was music, and we kind of teach them how to play the flute or just the drums, the local drums or whatever, and culture to music. The last one is maths, which we, whenever we're doing anything, even if we are planting, we have to plant by 1 meter the mangroves. Or if we're doing the 3D printer, we have to calculate, the dimensions and all. So maths is a piece that is a basic skill that, every child, even though if a child doesn't go to school, we can still do the after program with our STEM programs. The ING is the innovating next generation. We are focusing on young youth, especially in the mangrove, ocean coral, and waste and firefighting. When I started my program, I was really interested, since I was bringing STEM to schools, but most of the kids were like malnutrition. They came to class, but they never were focusing. So I wanted to know how I could help the kids, and someone introduced me to Trees for Feed Foundation. Breadfruit was originally from Samoa in 1856, and the breadfruit that we plant in Tanzania is fala, and it helps solve global problems of climate change, hunger, poverty, and lack of education. It is our 3 bottom line: people, planet, and profit. We sell the breadfruit flour. We teach the women, and they sell it for a profit, or we buy it back and we donate it to orphanages. Climate resilient breadfruit might be the food for the future. That's the breadfruit that we have. And I know Donna had once said that, she wanted to know. So we peel the breadfruit, we cut it into little chips, and then we just, we solid dry it or sun dry it, and then have it milled into flour. That's how easy it is, really, to have the breadfruit. We have created 20 entrepreneurs in the food industry. So we're very proud of our breadfruit projects and very thankful to Mary from Trees Foundation. The need right now for one of the organization is the solar pump, so that the kids can feed from their forest garden. And right now it is very difficult for them. They only get one package of meals per month. It's not easy for the thing. Our focus will be on climate change going forward. Rotary International is for the COP28, Plant Trees for Life. We are planning on planting 10 million trees by 2030. Another thing is during the dicyclone, I did send boxes of clothes and computers via Canada to Mozambique and help kids recoup from that thing. I do send birthing kits through Zonta from Buffalo. When I go out there, I take some of the birthing kits and we donated it to the refugee camp in Katavi. We did send some computers to Puerto Rico, and hopefully if we get a little more funding, we will ship some computers finally to Grenada to another youth group. Around the country in Tanzania, I do help other organizations, bringing school supplies and books. We did help Zambia when they did send a container of books. So hopefully maybe someday I could partner with the other Zambian who are on this forum. We did send little books and kits to China. I know, we may think, but these little kids, it was a program that a young lady was partnering with us to empower women in Tanzania, and in return, the girls from Tanzania wanted to help out, write books and send it to China. I think Gift of Hope. Thank you, my Rotary friends and women, the Queen from Women Global. Gift of Hope, hope to dream, hope things could and would get better, and change life by inspiring hope to bring hope around the world and to the most need. Give peace a chance. Basically, that's what I really wanted to present. You can get me on Facebook. I'm African Malaika or Fiona Barretto-Desouza. I'm also on Instagram, and yeah. So thank you, Donna, for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You see, you followed through. It was hard, but you ended up sharing and presenting very well your PowerPoint. So thank you, your son. There helping mom in the background. Fiona, could you spell the name? But let's spell that so individuals can find you.
African Malaika is AFRICAN. Malaika is MALIKA. My website is African-Malaika, so MALAIKA.com. Fiona Barretto-Desouza is on Facebook. I don't know if I have Instagram, but I have Twitter on African Malaika and Instagram. So
Okay.
yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. We are wrapping up, everyone, so everybody can finish up or go to bed. In some cases, we thank you so much, Fiona, for representing Tanzania. We're going to jump really quick Rosemary Francis Binder Dual. Rosemary is actually from Jamaica, but lived in Germany, and she does service in both countries. So welcome, Rosemary Francis. You are muted. I will send you the button to unmute so you can find it easy. You know, when we're looking for that mute button, especially when we're live, that is the hardest thing to find. You're still muted, Rose. I did ask to unmute you. Do you want to, are you seeing your mute button at all? Okay, you're seeing your mute button, but it's not, I don't see any issues on our end. Tell you what, we'll jump really quick to Charlene and we'll come back to you, Rose. You can kind of play with it. Okay, thanks. You know, technology issues, it's a given. It's okay. So Rose will practice with that. We'll jump back to her. Welcome, Charlene Dixon from Blessed to Bless, all the way from Jamaica. How are you?
I'm fine, Dada.
All right. So give us your 10 minutes of, and then we'll be wrapping up. After you, we'll go back to Rosemary and we'll be wrapping up for today.
Okay, first, I didn't even know. Good afternoon, everybody. I didn't even know that I will make it today because yesterday when I was preparing for my presentation from Friday, when I get the call that they broke into the restaurant and they got all the food items, I'm just here trying to keep it together. But thank you guys for having me. Good afternoon, everybody. My sister is in charity. Blessed to Bless Foundation have been around since 2017, but we did our first charity in January, on January 1st, New Year's Day in 2018. So we used that to mark our anniversary as our official opening day, where we hosted our first fun day and treat. We catered for 300 kids, while some of our members were out delivering hot meals to the elderly and shut-in that could not make it to the venue. We delivered over 50 meals that day, and all this happened within our first year, our first day. We started with 50 members, both locally and internationally. The Blessed to Bless Foundation is really nothing without our members and our sponsors. Our hardworking team, alongside our very supportive sponsors and contributors, we have been doing great things. And thanks to you, Dana, for always being there. You're always in our corner, and we really do appreciate that. Ever since we have started, our demand for assistance is overwhelming, especially within schools. Teachers, guidance counselors really come to us seeking assistance for students that is in real need, from school uniform, just name it. At the moment, it is really overwhelming, and we're trying our best to patch in where we can, when we can, as best as possible. Over the years, we have contributed grocery, clothing, hot meals, bun and cheese during Easter, school book vouchers, school fee vouchers, school CXC payments, book bags, stationery, school shoes, school uniform, personal hygiene items, tablets, and during the COVID-19 period when students were at home, we assist with phone cards daily. And this doesn't stop within the parish. It was outside as far as Spanish Town. You know how far that is from St. Thomas. We also done school repairing. cleaning up and painting of home belonging to the elderlies that really can't manage. We go in and clean up and paint and make sure they are sleeping in good bed, nice clean spread, place smelling good, and make it very much hygienic for them to live in. Presently, we are working with the Jamaica National Children Homes, whom we have visited in January and spent the day, and also donated some items. After visiting the home, it was brought to our attention they needed help with purchasing diapers for the disabled kids at the home. So presently, we are in the process of putting together a drive. We're trying to target like Huggies and some of those companies that do Pampers to see if we can get a large sponsorship from them. And persons who would love to donate can also donate, but we haven't put up the flyer as yet. We are in the process of doing so. So as soon as that is ready, I'll send it to you, Dana, so you can share it on the platform and share it with our various other groups. My team and I had planned, oh, that was said. Yes, so if you want to reach me, you can reach us at Bless the Bless Foundation 2017 at gmail.com, or you can contact me directly, Charlene Dixon 577 at gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram at Bless the Bless Foundation. You can follow us on Facebook at Bless the Bless Foundation. I prepared a video. I'm not sure if that would work. Let me try. Where I go again, Dana? Go to sharing.
Yeah, share screen.
So that is in more.
Are you on your phone? No.
No, I'm on the
Green button.
laptop.
If you're on the laptop, it's a green button that says just share screen.
I am not seeing that. Where should I look for that button?
It should be in the bottom, very bottom middle.
I am looking.
Green box. But you could.
No, I'm not seeing that on this.
Okay.
I'm not seeing it
There,
here.
anything else that you want to share?
If there is anything, the line kind of breaking up, so I didn't hear that clearly. If anything else I'd like to share?
Yeah, so just again, tell us how to get you, how to reach you.
You can reach us at 876-889-0473.
Okay. And again, you
Yeah.
tell us where in Jamaica you're serving.
Okay, sorry. In St. Thomas, I'm in Trinityville, but we don't just work in the community, we work right across St. Thomas and outside of the parish as well.
All right. And so, wow, amazing work. Thank you. We are so sorry for whatever happened to you at your shop, and your restaurant still showed up with a smile.
Yeah.
And no, I know the tears are probably there because it's never easy to experience something like that. God bless you for what you do. So ladies, this is also, a lot of times we are in the chat because we're all in a group chat, a global sisters chat, and sometimes we haven't seen each other personally. So this is a great way to hear from each other, see each other's face, so you can go, oh, that's who that is. Charlene, someone wanted your number.
It's 876-889-0473.
All right, so we heard that. We were trying to hang on. We'll chit chat real quick to see if Rose Binder from Germany can come on. So a lot of times international, the later it gets, there's issues with Wi-Fi connecting on Zoom. Unfortunately, I don't think she's able to. She's texting me right now. I don't think she's trying, but it's not loading. So we just want to say thank you all. I don't know if there's any last words from anyone, but we do appreciate taking the time and letting the world know who you are personally, because I think that is important. If someone may, oh, there is Rose coming on. Someone may resonate and say, I like such and such, or I like what she's doing in that country. And having that personal connection is so amazing. And that's how we felt, personal connection to reach out to these countries, knowing they're trusted, vetted professionals, servant hearts it's none like it. So we thank you, Rosemary. Thank you, Charlene. We're gonna see if you're not able to somehow Rose's button is not allowing her to unmute. So it's okay, Rose. If anything, we can do just a 10-minute separate thing for you, and we'll add it to the forum, because I know you wanted to talk about the great work that you're doing for Jamaica, Stand Up for Jamaica. Rose, go ahead and put your information then in the chat, what you're doing. And that way, so Rose does work for Stand Up for Jamaica, and she's very active in Germany, but you know, she would have to explain the German, because the words, I can't even pronounce half the words, right? So she knows. So she's amazing. I mean, I don't know when Rose sleeps really, because she's always connected in both sides of the Caribbean, and she's connected in Germany. So, but we wanted to introduce and show you the hearts behind Women of Culture, Inc. from our local world, our local nonprofit world, again, of supporting children of incarcerated moms, children of refugee parents from, whether it's from Venezuela, Mexico, or Haiti, and supporting women that are transitioning from incarceration back into the society, because it is important. It is important to have the love, the support, just somebody that cares, even know that, because people can easily give up if they know that there's no one that cares about them. So I just want to thank everyone for having a servant's heart, despite all the personal issues that you're dealing with. You still get up every day and you still continue to be a light in the dark. You still continue to leave of love. So think about that. You all are leaving footprints of love in your communities that cannot ever be taken away. Always going to be there. So I want to say, God bless you. If ever, Rose is actually leaving her information in the, for those that want to connect for her work in Germany and with Stand Up for Jamaica. And Dr. Eugenia is inviting you all for prayer. With that, we're going to end today's service and today's forum. Friendship Circle for Refugees. That is Rose is the name for in Germany. So God bless you all. Thank you all. And so until next time, you know, we want to say just enough love, enough peace, enough blessings, enough prosperity. We need all of that to make this operation work. And everything is a teamwork. And I love how you all incorporate the teamwork, and that is what we're all about. The sisterhood that Women of Culture, Inc. provides globally. So God bless you until next time. Be careful and be
bless you.
be a light.
Thank you and good evening.
Okay.
Good morning, Tucson.
Good morning.
Love you all.
Such a blessing, Donna, for the group.
Thank you.
Yeah. You know, I enjoyed Reverend Eugene. She just, it was through your ministry, I got to meet her. It was